I remember the day my firstborn learned the word why. She asked why about everything. As a parent, it's very frustrating because you run out of answers, which often leads to phrases like, "because I said so." The bad part is, once we're older, most of us have developed the belief system that the question why is a bad one. Maybe it's time we start thinking a bit more like a 2-year-old. In the early 90s, Budweiser was promoting their Bud Dry product. Their advertisement started with a picture of the Mona Lisa. An announcer said, "The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows." And then text came across the screen, "Why?" After several renditions of this, the announcer says, "Why ask why?" and finishes with, "Try Bud Dry." Through a battering of being told, "because I said so," or "I don't know why, it just is," we are taught that to question why things are the way they are is bad. And as we progress in age, we get tired of explaining things, which further solidifies our belief that the word why is a bad word. So much so that an alcoholic beverage was able to stick itself in my mind well beyond the years that it has been produced. Asking why is bad. Or at least we believe that it is. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, "What are the 7 scariest words in business?" or something similar to that. Because we've always done it that way. That sentence is no different than the "because I said so" that parents use. You see, it's a trick phrase. The emphasis is on the sentence and not "we need to ask why more." Oftentimes, when that phrase is brought up, it's because someone is showing you something new. Their goal isn't for you to ask why about the new thing, it's actually to encourage you to simply accept it because it is new. I'd like to change your thought process. I encourage you to be like a 2-year-old. I challenge you to question everything. Now let me be clear, I'm not telling you to go to your boss or your investors or whoever and challenge everything they say. On the contrary, I encourage you to question everything that you believe. Last week I talked about the belief cycle. I shared with you how we approach everything with a hypothesis. We carry out actions, and then we receive evidence that supports or rejects some or all of our hypothesis. And over time, those beliefs can become stronger than steel. And the only way to start to change those beliefs is to ask yourself why you believe something. Sure, that's easy enough to say, but what does that actually look like? We'll start by picking something that aggravates you. One thing that always gets under my skin is that I hate being late, and I hate when other people are late. My belief system is that you must be on time for everything. The next thing you need to do is ask yourself, why? Well, when I was working in the film industry, we had this saying, "Early is on time is late, and late is fired." That is a saying that I still use to this day. But when I really think about it, being late to things has bothered me before I learned that phrase. So that phrase and the mentality the film industry had only supported a belief system I already had. It didn't create it. I used to have this friend who would tell me they would meet me at a very specific time, and then they would show up 2 or 3 hours later. I would get so angry. But why would I get angry? I was mostly angry because I was worried. I expected to see that friend show up at a specific time, and when they didn't, I assumed the worst. And these were before the days of GPS on cell phones. It got to the point that I told that friend to stop telling me when they were going to be somewhere. When I really think about it, I remember a time when I was 8 or 9 that I was waiting on my dad to come get me from a friend's house. He was late. He was late because he was in a car wreck. He wasn't hurt, but that moment may have created a belief system that has become an integral part of who I am. You may still be wondering how this is going to help you be a better leader. Starting next week, I'm going to release 2 videos a week. The first one will come out on Tuesdays. It will be a continuation of this deeper dive into who you are and how that affects your leadership. The second video will be posted on Thursday and will show you how to use the things we're talking about on Tuesdays in a real-world application. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can continue this journey and begin seeing how to use it in the real world. If there's a belief system that you're trying to figure out where it came from, feel free to share it below and we can talk about it. Also, check out my new website at mikejmorgan.com to learn more about me, what I love, and how I can help you. Remember to hit the like button and please share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also change their lives. If you want to learn more about the belief cycle, don't forget to watch last week's episode.